Do you need a huge personal loan from SoFi? I'm talking up to 100,000. If you do, you want to stick around till the end of today's conversation because you're going to love the info that I'm going to share with you. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sir Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about a huge personal loan from SoFi, up to $100,000. Let me quickly say that, folks, this video is purely informational, instructional, and educational. We have no association, no relationship with SoFi. We're not compensated to do this video. This is not a sponsored video, not at all. Okay, it's very important to clarify things. Let me talk to you about the loan facts. So when we speak about a personal loan from SoFi up to $100,000, we're talking about two types of loans. So you can have unsecured loans. So the SoFi personal loan is an unsecured loan. That means what? It means that you don't provide collateral for the loan. Isn't that beautiful? That's wonderful. So no matter your credit, no matter whether whether you have bad credit, poor credit, no credit, fair credit, doesn't matter. You're getting that, or at least part of it. You might not qualify for the whole $100,000, but you know what? It's worth a try. It's worth a try. So you have the unsecured loans, and you also have the co-sign loans in some cases, in some parts of the country. Remember, banking and lending is a state affair. So depending on where you live, you might qualify for a co-sign loan. So the loan rates, you can actually, so we're talking about amounts that oscillates between $5,000 and $100,000. SoFi, as we know, is a biggie. The company offers a plethora of loan products, folks. So look on the screen, folks. Right now, I want you to look on the screen right now to see the constellation of loans that borrowers can get through this lender. Impressive, wonderful, fantastic. So when we talk about SoFi, you can borrow from $5,000 to $100,000, APR 5.99% to 18.85%. There are no fees. The loan terms 2 to 7 years. The time to funding, wonderful, 12 to 72 hours. So half a day to 3 days, and minimum FICO 550. Wonderful. And you can pre-qualify, so you can find the rate that you qualify for in 2 minutes. You complete your application and you get your money right. Before we dig a little deeper into the loan, let's talk quickly about SoFi. And again, folks, I'm talking to you in today's conversation about a huge personal loan up to $100,000 from SoFi. Okay, and after evaluating this lender on tens of criteria, we have assigned a score of 8 over 10 to the lender. And we actually evaluated SoFi on their loan variety, how generous they are when it comes to loan amounts, the cost, the reputation of the lender, and their customer service. And on Trustpilot, SoFi has a rating of, they have an average rating. They have a rating of 3.2 over 5 out of 2,500 reviews. And the main criticism revolved around staff competence and friendliness, delay in loan application, and the lack of transparency in fees. So SoFi, if you're listening, those are 3 points. This is a trifecta you need to work on. Very important. Competence and friendliness of your staff, the loan application delays, and the lack of transparency. However, based on our analysis, again, we have given them a score of 8 over 10, which is above average for us. And we still believe SoFi is a great loan platform you should consider, especially given the fact that you can borrow up to $100,000 in personal loans. That's just great. What are the pros and cons here? With SoFi, you have no fees. They offer co-sign and joint loan options. And there is a rate discount for auto pay. This is great, especially if you are looking at a huge amount like $100,000. Every penny counts, every cent counts. They offer something called unemployment protection, and they provide a mobile app to manage your loan. This is pretty cool if you are a mobile oriented borrower. In terms of the cons, they don't have like the time it takes to receive funds is just a little long, and they have to work on, as I said earlier, their customer service is a little I would say approximative. They have to work on that also. Okay, I want to talk to you now about eligibility criteria. So folks, I've spoken to you about the lender and the loan. Let's talk about eligibility criteria. It's important to understand how to qualify for this loan. Why? Because again, this loan, for those who just joined us, I'm speaking to you guys about a huge personal loan from SoFi, up to $100,000. All credit profiles are accepted. No credit, low credit, fair credit, good credit, stellar credit. And when it comes to the loan eligibility, SoFi has a streamlined. What we love about this is that they have a streamlined process in place. So before you apply for a SoFi personal loan, you want to make sure that you are at least the age of majority in your state and able to enter into a binding contract. So this is usually 18 years and 19 years, I believe, in Alabama and Alaska. Otherwise, it's just 18 years. You have to be a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, or visa holder. So they actually also lend to non-permanent residents. So if you are a holder of the E2, E3, H1B, J1, L1, or O1 visa, you may qualify. Having said that, based on our analysis, if you are a visa holder, you're not going to qualify for the $100,000. You might qualify for 10 grand or 20 grand or 15 grand based on other elements in your application. For example, if you have a good job or you have a great degree or you have already started the process to become a U.S. citizen, but you're not going to qualify for the $100,000 amount. And this makes sense, right? Because obviously they don't know they don't know if you're going to be around. So that makes sense. If you are a permanent resident, you must be able to show an image or a scan of your permanent residency card, your green card. And your green card must have a total validity from issuance to expiration of more than 2 years. And if you are a visa holder, you must be able to show an image or scan of your valid visa and proof of an approved application for a green card, including either an I-140 approval notice or a receipt of approval of an I-485. Okay, this is important that you need to understand. And one thing I also need to say is that you got to be in the state where SoFi operates, because SoFi personal loans are not available to residents of Missouri. This is very important to know. And the minimum loan requirements might be higher than $5,000 in specific states due to legal requirements. Remember, lending is a state affair. It's regulated at the state level. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. Let's talk about use of loan proceeds. What can you use a SoFi loan for? Again, folks, it's important to know. It's important to know what kind of loan proceeds, what kind of purposes SoFi approves for, because we're talking here about what? A massive personal loan up to $100,000 from SoFi. Okay, so you need to explain to them how you're planning to use the funds. And there are a lot of things you can use the funds for. You can use the funds to pay off credit cards, to consolidate debts, to improve your home, to purchase major equipment or major items for your house or, for something else. You can apply the funds for moving expenses. As a matter of fact, you can actually use the money for business purposes. As a matter of fact, this is a lot of people, a lot of viewers, a lot of borrowers do that, because if you qualify, imagine, if you qualify for up to $100,000, that cash can be used for a lot of things, from inventory to business expansion to staff expansion. You can hire people depending on your industry. What I'm trying to say here is that you can use a SoFi personal loan to kickstart your business. Okay, and you have to understand that we love the fact that SoFi is really they have a well-oiled operation in place to take care of credit card consolidations. So you can specify how you want things to be handled. They can pay lenders directly, so they have something called direct pay. So SoFi will pay your lender upfront, so you don't have to. You also have, with SoFi, you also have something called the fixed pay schedule. So you can choose the fixed rate that makes payments easy to track, and you can give a target payoff date. And with SoFi, we love the fact that the application is just so fast. It's really fast. If they just would really work on the back office, like they're doing a great job on the front office. In other words, they make sure that you have a streamlined process, user-friendly platform, no fees, no catch, no application fees, no origination fees or prepayment penalties. The interest rates are relatively low. So the front office is fantastic. They got to take care of the back office, making sure that customer service is competent, is friendly, is responsive. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. I love money. I love money. I'm not even trying to hide it here. And in today's conversation, I'm speaking to you about a humongous personal loan from SoFi, up to $100,000. All kinds of credit profiles are welcome, whether you have poor credit, no credit, low credit, good credit, excellent credit. Everything is welcome. Every credit profile is welcome. And I want to talk to you about the evidence that you need to provide to SoFi to qualify for this loan. Okay? And remember this, SoFi actually works on a 2-tier process. So they have a pre-qualification process. And then once they send you the info for the pre-qual, if you agree, then they will do a hard pull. But they do a soft pull first that has no impact on your credit history. So the evidence that you need to provide. First of all, you need to specify what you will use the money for, how much you need. If you want to use the money to buy some assets, if you have other debts, they want to know more information about the other debts you have. They also want to know whether you are co-borrowing or co-signing, whether this loan is a joint loan application, because for some people, $100,000 might be too much. So they might want to co-sign, co-borrow, or having a joint loan application. You also want, in some cases, SoFi might want to see, I would say, financial information from you. So your tax returns, your bank statements, but also your personal financial statements, right? So your P&L, your profit and loss, aka income statement, your balance sheet, aka statement of financial condition, and your cash flow statements that shows how much money you're getting in and out. The bottom line here is they want to have an idea of your net worth. They also want to have an idea of your employment history, right? Whether you're full-time or part-time, whether you're currently employed, whether you have income coming in. For SoFi, the whole idea is just to make sure you are financially stable to repay them, right? I want to talk to you now about how to apply. This is great because you got to be strategic if you want to successfully apply for this massive personal loan from SoFi. We're talking here about $100,000. Like I said, folks, we're not speaking about a teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini loan of $1,000 or $5,000. We're speaking here about big money. I want to show you how to graduate from those teeny weeny loans to something massive. Maybe because you need the money for something important, you need to improve your home, you need to invest, you want to kickstart your business. We're talking big money here, and there are ways to do this so you can qualify for the loan ASAP. So with SoFi, you can actually apply via email or through the web form. I'm going to show you how to do things through the web form. So first, I'm showing you right now the pre-qualification. Then you want to input the amount requested and the uses of funds. You need to specify what you're going to use the money for. And they're showing you right now, like they're giving you an estimate of monthly payments, how much you can afford. This will help you actually gauge based on your budget whether or not the amount you want, you can qualify for it. This is important when it comes to a DTI calculation. DTI stands for debt to income ratio. Next, they want to talk about your age, then your citizenship, then they want your home address, then they want to know whether you rent or own. I mean, we picked homeowner just to make things easy, but yeah, it could be you can be a tenant also. They want to have more information about your income, whether you have a co-borrower. And then the next screen, this is where they do a soft pull. Again, the soft pull has no effect on your credit history. And on the next screen, if they cannot identify you based on your name, address, they'll ask for your social security number. And one thing that I want you to note is that SoFi really wants your business, not just for loans, because at the end of the day, this is really a financial marketplace. Just look on the screen right now and see the plethora of products they offer. Impressive. Folks, I want to talk to you. I want to give you a few pro tips. So I've shown you how to apply, how to be eligible, all that kind of stuff. But it's important to be strategic. If you want to successfully apply for this massive $100,000 personal loan from SoFi, this is a massive loan. You got to be strategic in applying for it. So here are some pro tips. If you want to successfully apply for this loan or other loans for that matter, you want to keep your documents in order. Okay, I'm speaking about your personal documents. If you have a business, you want to keep your business documents also. You might have a business, but operate the business as a sole proprietorship, in which case your business affairs will mingle inherently with your personal affairs. So make sure that you take care of those papers, because transparency is key. Because SoFi might request additional information. They might ask you to upload other data to them, to send them to email other data to them. Make sure you maintain good credit. Very important, right? Not just for a SoFi loan, for all loans and all credit card applications in general. And you also want to understand that if you don't qualify for a loan with SoFi, there are other lenders out there. As long as you have the right preparation, you can qualify, for example, for a loan at Best Egg or Upstart. Who knows? So you want to understand that every lender is different. Now, at their very core, they do have some quintessential elements that they all ask for. Things like your assets, your income potential, your net worth, all that kind of stuff, your credit score also. And one thing you also want to do here is that if you want to increase your chances of getting the 100,000 loan, is to make sure that you maintain a low DTI. DTI is very important, folks, your debt to income ratio. You also need to decide which type of loan you need really. Do you need an unsecured loan, or do you want a co-sign loan? Do you want a debt consolidation loan? Or do you need a personal line of credit? Because some people don't need loans. They don't even need credit cards. They just want to have a line of credit, whether it is tied to their home, in which case it will be a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, or just an unsecured personal line of credit. Okay, you want to constantly gather your paperwork, gather your documents, from business and tax returns to business and personal bank statements, business financial statements, business legal documents. Again, this is if you have a sole proprietorship or just another type of business. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was speaking to you about a massive personal loan up to $100,000 from SoFi. So I spoke to you about the loan itself. I spoke to you about SoFi at a glance. I gave you a glance into SoFi's affairs. I spoke to you about the eligibility criteria, the use of loan proceeds, evidence needed, the application process, and I gave you a few pro tips to improve your chances of being approved. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.